Hey guys, I'm going to show you how to do those upper angles off with just a tube and a normal flusher and roller. And I'm going to be using my stilts just to put the paper up. And once I put the paper up, I'm just going to roll it. I've got my roller here. Okay, I shrunk the handle and I'm using just my small little handle with a 2.5 inch flusher and my big tube. Okay, I didn't pump it all the way yet, but I could pump it from the ground. Okay, I'm just gonna load all the upper angles and then jump up on the stilts and apply the tape, roll it, flush it, clean it, get down. All right, and I brought my extendable, my long handle just in case I need to place a tape or something. Okay, and another thing that I wanted to mention was on that 10-foot stand-up video for the inside corners, I didn't mention that it's a lot easier to do your stand-up tapes before your upper tapes, because I ran into this problem. I tried it in this closet, okay, pretty big laundry closet, right? But the point is when you're trying to clean that ceiling angle, okay, with your flusher, like I was telling you, what happens is you rip that top tape. So you're better off to do all your stand-ups everywhere on the whole main floor. Oh yeah, check this little contraption I built. See? I don't know, most of you guys are probably wondering if I'm crazy, but I made it safe, right? I put a little board on top of the plank so it doesn't kick out if I step over the edge here. Braced it up so now I could reach everything. I taped all of that, so now I'm going to do all the upper angles up there as well. And I did as much of the angle as I could reach here. All right, so that's what I'm doing. I'm doing all the upper angles everywhere. See, and I did a couple already because I don't know, I was going home, so I just did what I could, and then that's it. Time's up. See, like all these rooms are all completed, even this big room here, and believe it or not, I didn't even use the bazooka. I don't even want to be bothered with it right now. It's honestly easier on my body to do it from the ground. That one's done, so let's just get to it, all right, guys? And all this funky closet. So let me show you how I do it. Okay, so let's do these 2 angles and then we'll flip it around. Okay. Again, I use my pump. Actually, I'm gonna bring the camera down just for now. I want you guys to be able to see what I'm doing. Okay, so I know it takes 8.5 pumps from bone dry. So, and I always put a bag, an empty mud bag at the bottom just to catch any overflow mud, because if you over pump it, it looks like a burnt out candle down here. And let me, actually, you know what? Let me show you what I'm talking about. Look at this. It looks like a burnt out candle, see? The more you pump it, it just overflows and it doesn't matter anymore. Okay, and another thing I always tell my laborers is don't leave the pump up like this, because this shaft here is crucial. You want that shaft to be clean, okay? The reason why is if I splash mud on there and then I lift it up, now you're getting dry mud going in the pump and breaking those O-rings and your seals. Now this Tape Tech one is a little bit tougher, but the Columbia has a rubber seal right at the top of it, and it's already, I was pumping the pump in my flat box, and a piece of rubber ended up going in my flat box, like an O-ring that was broken. So, but I believe that was because it was winter time and it was frozen and whatever. So I pumped her up, and this is a 55-inch tube and 10-foot ceilings. Okay, so whoop. Now this is really tall, so that first little get up is harder. Okay. And I like to go from the left to the right. I don't like to go backwards, right? I'd rather do it the most comfortable way. So again, okay. Now, I'm just going to pause the video and do these other angles because it's a square room, okay? Okay, so I did all 4 corners now. So now, before I jump up on my stilts, I make sure that everything is in arm's reach. Everything is good to go. There's nothing in my way. I got my tape roller. I got my knife. I'm good to go. Okay? So these stilts are only, what, I believe 15 to 30 or something. 15 to 30 inches. So, in other words, 8 to 9 foot ceilings. So, I won't be able to reach those upper angles very, very comfortably, as you will see. Because if I had the 40-inch stilts, I would have just used my super taper with the box and just done the upper angles that way. Because I don't have to roll them and I don't have to go up and down the stilts. It's just easier for me. Okay? So now, same thing. Whoop. I forgot my one stilt is broken. Okay, so I just crease my tape a little bit. And I use my knife as my hand. Okay, so I just place it. Okay, and I'm creasing the tape with this hand and using the corner to place it. The corner of my knife. Okay, and that's it. And then cut. There you go, see? So my hands are staying nice and clean. Okay? Yeah, I gotta fix that spring on my stilts. So, same thing. Okay? Put it in the corner, cut. And that's why I like making sure that my stand-up tapes are nice and tight to the ceiling, because when I do those upper tapes, it doesn't really matter if they're short, a 1/4 inch or whatever, right? So now we're going to roll them. Now, yes, I would easily be able to roll my angles from the floor, but I just don't want to go up and down the stilts. So I'm just going to stay up here and roll them and flush them, okay? So again, these are very fresh, so the mud is very soft, which means it's a lot easier to work with. Now, if I was doing this in this whole master bedroom in one shot, I would need to run, okay? And my angles wouldn't be as nice, okay? They would be a lot skinnier, so holidays. But when you do them right away, you get a nice full 2.5 inches of flushing. Okay, so now I just use my short little handle that doesn't get a bunch of water in it. And because I rolled it, I don't have to worry too much about it, the paper giving me a hard time. Okay? And that's it. Clean my 3-way a little bit. Go back 1 way. There you go. And that's it. Oh, we got a goober here. I like to wipe them on the door frames, but don't get it on the wood. Just keep it on the edge of the drywall, because then when it's dry, I just take my knife and bang it right off. Like this right here, look. See? And it just cleans up that drywall. Beautiful. Okay, next corner. Okay. Now, while I'm up here, I just clean this 3-way. Ceiling, left, right. Pick up that gobber, wipe it on the door frame. More gobbers, door frame. There's more in this corner here. Door frame. And there's a couple more over here. Now, honestly, I didn't even do this other corner here, so I wouldn't have even done that until the whole room was papered. Okay? So that's how I do my upper angles. I'll show you the bathroom. All right, so this is how it looks, all said and done. I mean, there's nothing wrong with that, right? And I only had to jump up and down 1 time. All right, guys? So now I'll show you this washroom. All right, now there's a couple of bulkheads, as you could tell. Yeah, there's a beer there. You didn't see that. But the only dilemma is this glass board there. like this one right here. I would have done this angle, but I don't know if you could see that. It's sticking out. Like they only put 1, 2, 3 screws in the whole sheet, and I didn't even notice, and I taped it already. So I might have to, I don't know, I'm not even gonna finish that till they fix that. So that's why I only coated this corner, not that one. Now I don't even do the flats. I'll just do the angle just to prevent cracking. Because if you do the flats, it makes too much of a big bump for their tiles, right? And I don't want their tiles, I know they got their thin set and the notch trowel and all that, but I will help as much as I can. So I will do all the upper angles on this tile backer board, okay? And I usually do all the angles, just not the flats, because it leaves too much of a bump. All right, so I'll set up and we'll do some angles up in here. All right, thank you. All right, let's do this washroom now. Now, I haven't done all the flat tapes on some spots. Well, the upper parts, including that ceiling one, that's just pre-fill. But I did the butt joints, so it doesn't really matter. I've got the tools out. I just want to get all the upper angles done. I can easily just do the flats into that corner, leave it a little bit short, no big deal. All right. So, same thing. Load it up. Okay, and even these little short guys. Okay. Now, this is where the compound tube really shines, is all these little small puny tapes around the bulkheads. The bazooka would be a nightmare, okay? I'd have to jump up on the stilts just to put all those tapes up. There's no way I can tape those angles with a bazooka 10 feet high. I can, but it's those little tapes that are always going to be too long or too short, unless, I mean, you're a master at the bazooka. But even that, I don't like going up on the stilts if I don't have to. I'd rather go up on the stilts just to put the tape on. That's it. Obviously, I'm rolling and flushing them, but you get the point, I hope. Okay, so I'm just going to do these upper angles. And see, look, this is still the first fill up with the 55-inch tube. Okay? And I'm still going strong. Okay, so now, see, I put this piece of silver foil tape just to let me know exactly how much mud I got and to know that the tool is mine. So, I'll just do these little angles here. And see, that's it, it's empty. I've got literally just a finger there, so I know roughly when it's going to be empty. You didn't see that, I didn't drop anything on the floor, I promise. All right, now I'm going to jump up on the stilts and put that tape up. All right. Again. we gotta jump up on the stilts. And this is the part that slows you down. Up, down, up, down. So the more I can do while I'm up, the better. Or the more I can do while I'm down, the better. Okay? Now, I love these stilts for the snowboard bindings. Yeah. Instead of those stupid material straps that always rip and all that fun stuff. The only complaint I have is that little spring at the bottom of the toe. All right. Cut. Now I like to rub the tape on the mud before I put it into the corner, just so I don't have a dry spot. Okay, same thing. Okay, now see, I have a dry tape in that corner. So what I do is I rub the tape in the mud, and then I put it into position, okay? So we don't have any, whatever, blisters or anything in that corner. Okay? In here, there you go. No dry spot. These are the tedious parts, right? All these little baby tapes. But see the benefit of using the tube? My three-ways are going to be nice and square. Okay? I just had to cut the tape because it wasn't square. Sometimes when I rip it with the knife, it doesn't always leave the tape nice and square. So I really want this tape to be nice and straight when I put it in the corner. Okay? Now, it doesn't really matter, but again, quality over quantity. Okay? So, another thing too is when you're doing your tapes in the angles, you don't really want them to be tight in the corners, because as you roll it, the tape will stretch and then you'll get a bunch of wrinkles on each side. You're better off to leave 1/4 inch on each side of your tape. That way when you roll it, it's got a little bit of wiggle room from side to side without creasing the shit out of the tape, okay? I'm just gonna finish installing these tapes and I'll roll them and flush them. Okay? Now, all I did was install the tapes off camera, where I don't wanna flip the camera around all over the place while I'm on my stilts, right? So, let's see here. Let's start right here. So, I'm not pushing very hard. I'm just giving it one little roll. First roll is very light. The second roll, a little bit harder, okay? And for these little guys, I just give it a massage, okay? Just to say, okay? I don't want to throw them right off course. Okay, again, this little guy here, I'm just going to lightly, very lightly, because it's sliding around side to side very easily. Even this one, okay? Very light, and then I could put one semi-hard pass over it, okay? Just enough to plant its feet. Yeah, I did start from the middle on that run. Okay? It's always better to start in the middle of the tape, if you can. Okay, so since I'm in the middle, work, oh, now, thank God I'm able to reach, because the tape, what happened is the tape ended up all on the wall. Okay, and you gotta watch for that. And the bazooka is really bad for that. If you don't hold that bazooka perfect in the corner, that's what happens, is it will, when you roll it, it'll shoot that tape right to the ceiling or to the wall. And now it's not centered, and it defeats the whole purpose of the bazooka. Because the purpose of the bazooka is so you don't have to go on stilts. But the best way to run it is with two people. One guy runs the bazooka, one guy rolling or whatever, one guy on stilts, you know the whole deal. I'm not going to bore you with the details. Okay? So now, I've got it all rolled out. Okay? Yes, yes, sir. Okay. So that's the end of the roll. But I still have a couple tapes back here. All right, now for the flusher. Okay, and another point I wanted to make is, okay, a room this size with bulkheads and everything, this is about as much angles as I like to run at one time, unless I've got another guy behind me flushing, right? Or rolling, flushing, whatever. Because I just did all the stand-ups on the whole floor, and by the time I got to the end, they were bone dry and not looking very good. Sorry guys, I got hiccups. So here we go. 2.5 inch flusher with the wheels. Easy go, easy go. That's the way. So again, I do one way, the other way. And I like to do the first pass light, and then the second pass a little bit harder. Okay. Okay, and another trick when you're using the flusher, it's always a good idea to flush the upper angles first and then flush the sides. The reason why is when I do the upper angle, I will always shoot mud right onto that side angle. All right? So if you do the side angle last or at the end, you pick up your mess. You know what I mean? So here I could do this one because I'm going away from it. See, I pushed that tape too much. I can easily push it back in the corner with my fingers. And just push a little bit lighter this time, not so hard. Okay? La 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 la. Okay, so one more angle here on camera. Okay, so again, I will finish flushing the back side of those angles, and now I'm just grabbing my knife right out of my holster, and I'm just going around and picking up any edges, okay, like big gobbers, like this on the wall.